The year was 1815. A darkened sky loomed over the world, its thick, ash-laden clouds casting an eerie twilight, even at midday. Mount Tambara's cataclysmic eruption in Indonesia had unleashed a veil of volcanic ash so dense it obscured the sun across continents. Dubbed the year without a summer, crops failed, temperatures plummeted, and famine spread like wildfire. But was this natural disaster a mere coincidence, or the first act of a grander, hidden reset? The strange emergence of advanced buildings and machines soon after the event suggests a more sinister orchestration. In the aftermath, certain cities rose from the ashes with impossible architecture. Consider the 1820s construction of the Erie Canal in New York. Engineers claimed it required over $4.5 million and the labor of thousands. Yet, documents unearthed by forgotten researcher Horace Greeley spoke of steam-powered machinery far beyond the era's known technology. Greeley described iron beasts that could cut through rock as if it were butter, operated by unseen hands. These machines, never documented officially, vanished as quickly as they appeared, leaving behind a perfectly carved canal whose methods defy contemporary understanding. Meanwhile, in the heart of Paris, the Arc de Triomphe's construction concluded in 1836, astonishing engineers with its architectural feats. Jules Renaud, a stonemason who worked on site, documented a device in his journal, a resonance machine that vibrated stones into place, seamlessly joining them without mortar. This device, described as emitting a low hum, seemed to defy the physics of the era. Yet, the records of its existence were systematically erased, leaving only Renaud's private accounts. What force allowed these stones to defy gravity and logic? Why were these technologies shrouded in secrecy? Across the Atlantic, the Great Fire of New York in 1835 cleared Lower Manhattan, paving the way for a new cityscape. But the rapid reconstruction, led by architect Alexander Jackson Davis, raised eyebrows. His sketches revealed buildings with intricate iron frameworks, suggesting a level of metallurgical advancement unseen before. Yet, eyewitnesses like merchant Isaiah Purdy claimed the structures appeared overnight, as if conjured by an unseen hand. Davis's journals, later confiscated by unnamed municipal authorities, hinted at a blueprint provided by unknown benefactors. Was this urban renewal part of a grander scheme to reset civilization's course? The Smithsonian Institution, established in 1846, quickly became a gatekeeper of history. Early correspondences from founder Joseph Henry reveal a directive: suppress artifacts and accounts that challenge the accepted narrative. In 1848, an excavation in Illinois uncovered a massive copper and iron structure, resembling a machine of unknown purpose. Witnesses described it as an engine meant for giants. The Smithsonian swiftly intervened, confiscating the artifacts and silencing the discoverers. This pattern of suppression raises the question: were these technologies remnants of a bygone age erased by a deliberate reset? In the heart of London, 1851 marked the Great Exhibition at the Crystal Palace, a marvel of glass and steel. But few questioned the origin of its unprecedented design. Joseph Paxton, credited for its creation, reportedly spoke of a light-drawing device that projected intricate blueprints onto glass surfaces. Visitors marveled at the palace's skeletal transparency and airy grandeur. Yet, the technology described by Paxton in private letters was never publicly demonstrated. Was this exhibition a showcase of a forgotten technology, temporarily unveiled to a world on the brink of forgetting its own past? Meanwhile, in the American Midwest, the 1860s saw the proliferation of the enigmatic star forts, polygonal bastions whose construction predated their official records. A peculiar example is Fort Jefferson in the Dry Tortugas. Constructed with over 16 million bricks, its precision and scale perplex contemporary historians. Local legends speak of lightning machines that fused the bricks together, creating an impenetrable fortress. Yet, no such machines were ever found, and those who spoke of them faced relentless ridicule and discrediting by academic circles. What forces orchestrated these geometric wonders, and why were they erased from history's pages? In 1871, Chicago's Great Fire ravaged the city, but its aftermath brought forth a miracle of urban resurrection. Within mere years, skyscrapers dotted the skyline, their steel frames soaring above the prairie. William LeBaron Jenney, the father of the skyscraper, described a mysterious, weightless alloy in his notes, allowing for unprecedented vertical construction. However, no samples of this alloy remain, and references to its development vanished from academic publications. Witnesses spoke of structures appearing almost overnight, as if cast from a mold. Who provided the means for this rapid transformation, and why is it absent from our history books? The 1889 Exposition Universelle in Paris celebrated the centennial of the French Revolution with the unveiling of the Eiffel Tower. Gustave Eiffel's masterpiece was a marvel of engineering, yet rumors persisted of an anti-gravity engine used during its construction. Workers watched in awe as steel beams levitated into place, defying the natural order. This device, allegedly powered by an unknown energy source, was omitted from official records. Investigations into these claims were stifled by the Société des Ingénieurs Civils, ensuring such accounts faded into obscurity. Was the Eiffel Tower a beacon of forgotten knowledge, briefly illuminating our reset history? Finally, we turn to the mysterious city of San Francisco, rebuilt with impossible speed after the 1906 earthquake and fire. A cityscape of Beaux-Arts structures emerged, each more intricate and grand than the last. Architects like Willis Polk hinted at plans handed down by the old ones, detailing technologies capable of rapid urban renewal. Polk's designs featured hidden chambers and unexplainable power sources, yet these features were never acknowledged in official blueprints. As the city rose from the ashes, its true origins were masked by the passage of time and the veil of secrecy. What ancient knowledge lay buried beneath its streets, forgotten by all but the most diligent seekers of truth? In the shadow of the Rockies, Denver's 1893 International Exposition unveiled a colossal dynamo that reportedly powered the entire event without a single external wire. The inventor, Nikola Tesla, demonstrated wireless electricity using resonance towers that hummed with a low, constant frequency. Witnesses described the air vibrating as lamps flickered to life without being plugged in. Tesla's technology, however, was soon buried under layers of bureaucratic red tape, with patents disappearing and reports vanishing from scientific journals. Who stood to gain from suppressing this leap into the future? And why was such a pivotal moment in history cloaked in silence? In the same era, the Chicago World's Fair of 1893 showcased the White City, an architectural spectacle lit by electricity. Yet, the speed of its construction defied explanation. Within 2 years, a city of vast neoclassical buildings emerged as if summoned from dreams. Architects like Daniel Burnham and Frederick Law Olmsted spoke privately of energy lenses that could manipulate materials at a molecular level. Despite their accounts, no evidence of such devices exists today, their existence denied by the fair's official narrative. Was the White City a glimpse into a lost era of technological mastery, hidden beneath layers of orchestrated history? On the East Coast, the turn of the century saw Boston's rapid transformation into a city of innovation and industry. Between 1898 and 1903, the construction of the Boston subway system fascinated engineers worldwide. Contemporary accounts from construction workers whispered of stone-melting devices that bored through bedrock with ease. These devices, however, left no trace in public records, and those who spoke of them found their careers mysteriously derailed. What clandestine forces ensured this technological marvel was lost to the annals of history, and how did they benefit from its concealment? Across the Atlantic in the early 1900s, the The completion of the Panama Canal stunned the world with its engineering brilliance. Yet, the official narrative omits the role of an enigmatic sonic excavator, mentioned in the diaries of French engineer Philippe Bunauvarilla. Described as a device that could liquefy Earth with sound waves, its presence was never acknowledged in official documentation. The canal, which should have taken decades longer, was completed with impossible speed, suggesting a deeper truth beneath the surface of recorded history. Who erased Bunauvarill's revelations, and what greater agenda did this concealment serve? At the dawn of the 20th century, the world's most famous ship, the RMS Titanic, was constructed with a level of complexity and luxury that puzzled many. Harland and Wolff shipyards in Belfast claimed it took 3 years to build, but eyewitness accounts from dock workers spoke of molecular assemblers that crafted components with unmatched precision. These assemblers, capable of manipulating atoms, were never included in official construction logs. The Titanic, a vessel woven into the fabric of history through tragedy, may have been a testament to forgotten technologies, its true origins masked by the icy waters of the North Atlantic and the passage of time. In the fog-laden streets of San Francisco, 1894 saw the rise of the Sutro Baths, one of the largest swimming pool complexes ever constructed. Adolf Sutro, the mastermind behind this marvel, allegedly utilized aqua conversion engines capable of warming seawater instantaneously. Visitors marveled at the seemingly magical transformation of icy Pacific waters into steaming thermal baths. Yet, the technology used by these engines vanished from records, with Sutro's technical journals confiscated by city officials under mysterious circumstances. Was the creation of the Sutro Baths a fleeting glimpse into a lost realm of technological prowess, swiftly hidden away from public view? In the heart of the American South, 1897 saw the infamous airship wave that swept across Texas. Witnesses reported seeing massive, silent crafts hovering in the sky, their surfaces shimmering with an unearthly iridescence. Many described a gravity defiance mechanism that defied all known physics, allowing these behemoths to float effortlessly above the plains. Newspapers of the time documented these sightings extensively, yet the crafts themselves disappeared without a trace, and the stories were dismissed as fabrications by the nascent aviation establishment. Who piloted these airships, and what purpose did they serve in a landscape poised for transformation? At the turn of the century, New York City witnessed the rise of the iconic Flatiron Building in 1902. Architect Daniel Burnham, known for his grand designs, allegedly incorporated wind-channeling technologies within its unique triangular structure. These innovations reportedly allowed the building to withstand fierce winds by redirecting them through hidden vents and passages. However, no physical evidence of these technologies remains, with Burnham's original blueprints replaced by simplified versions devoid of such features. Did Burnham draw upon forgotten knowledge, only to have his innovations erased by those who feared their implications? In 1903, the Wright brothers made history with their first powered flight at Kitty Hawk. Yet their success was shadowed by tales of a levitation field generator that provided crucial lift. This device, said to be based on principles unknown to mainstream aerodynamics, was witnessed by a few select journalists who were later coerced into silence by emerging aerospace authorities. While the Wright Flyer remains a celebrated symbol of innovation, the true nature of its flight may have been buoyed by knowledge suppressed and hidden from an eager world, who benefited from veiling the full story of humanity's leap into the skies. Finally, we turn to the enigmatic Colossus of Rhodes, not the ancient wonder, but its mysterious 1909 replica in the port of New York. Constructed as a towering lighthouse, it was said to harness etheric currents to project beams visible for miles. The towering structure, however, was quickly dismantled, with its components and schematics systematically wiped from records. Local folklore speaks of secretive government agents who spirited away the technology, leaving only whispers of its existence. Was this colossal lighthouse a relic of a forgotten era, momentarily revived before being buried once more by the sands of time? As the 19th century drew to a close, the ancient city of Cairo became a focal point of architectural intrigue. In 1899, the completion of the Grand Egyptian Museum was said to involve gravity nullifiers, devices allegedly used to maneuver colossal stone blocks with ease. Accounts from Egyptian workers, quickly silenced, described blocks hovering inches above the ground, guided into place by unseen forces. Official records, however, make no mention of such feats, and those who dared to speak of them were swiftly discredited by academic institutions keen on preserving the conventional narrative. What ancient secrets did the sands of Egypt conceal, and who orchestrated their concealment? In the early 20th century, the city of Detroit became a beacon of industrial might, spearheaded by Henry Ford's revolutionary assembly line. Yet, whispers of a temporal accelerator, used in the Highland Park plant, spread among workers. This mysterious technology reportedly sped up the production process, bending time itself to Ford's will. Despite these claims, no physical evidence of such a device exists today, and discussions of it were systematically erased from memoirs and biographies of the era. Who had the power to manipulate time within the hidden corridors of industry, and at what cost was this potential buried? Across the Atlantic, the Channel Tunnel, or Channel, began construction in 1907 with dreams of connecting England and France. Documents from engineer George C. Grout detail an earth phase disruptor, a device capable of liquefying soil for easy tunneling. Although initial progress was rapid, official narratives later cited financial and logistical challenges as reasons for halting the project. Yet, Grout's personal records, later censored, suggest the disruptor's potential threatened to unravel closely guarded secrets of subterranean engineering. What unseen forces deemed it necessary to suspend such a monumental endeavor, ensuring the disruptor's capabilities remained hidden? In 1914, the Panama Canal opened to global acclaim, yet the true story of its construction remains shrouded in mystery. Reports from foremen like William Gorgas detailed geostabilizing generators that prevented landslides by manipulating geological formations. These generators, said to hum with a deep resonance, were conspicuously absent from official reports. The canal's completion seemed to defy geological odds, pointing to advanced technologies erased from public knowledge. Who orchestrated the erasure of these generators, and how did such knowledge slip through the cracks of documented history? As World War I loomed, the city of Paris witnessed the construction of the Eiffel Tower's lesser-known twin, a structure purportedly utilizing ether harnessing to generate energy. Engineers like Gustave Eiffel spoke in hushed tones of this tower absorbing cosmic energies, but its existence was swiftly buried in the chaos of war. The twin, dismantled under mysterious circumstances, left behind no official record. The disappearance of such a monumental endeavor raises unsettling questions. Was this energy source deemed too dangerous for public awareness? Or was it a glimpse into a reality too extraordinary for the world to embrace? In the twilight of the 1800s, the city of New Orleans emerged as a hub of unexplained anomalies. The 1895 construction of the St. Louis Cathedral involved a rumored harmonic resonance device, used to align its towering spires perfectly with celestial bodies. Local artisans shared tales of vibrating tools that sang in harmony with the stars, guiding their hands with precision unachievable by conventional means. Yet, these tales were wiped clean from the architectural records, dismissed by the Catholic Church as folklore. What did the stars whisper to those who dared to listen, and why was their celestial language silenced? At the turn of the century, the majestic Niagara Falls became the site of the world's first hydroelectric power plant, completed in 1896. Nikola Tesla's involvement hinted at the use of hydroelectrotransmutation, a process reportedly capable of converting water flow into limitless energy. Witnesses described seeing the falls glow with an ethereal light as the turbines spun. However, Tesla's detailed diagrams of this transmutation vanished, and his pioneering work was overshadowed by more conventional energy narratives. Who benefited from burying this potential, and what energy secrets now lie dormant beneath the roaring Cascades? In 1901, the construction of New York's iconic Flatiron Building bewildered onlookers with its audacious design. Descriptions from the time reference magnetic alignment processes that purportedly stabilized the narrow structure against winds. Engineers spoke of a system that harmonized with Earth's magnetic fields, yet no evidence of such processes survives in engineering records. The building's ability to withstand nature's wrath seems like a testament to forgotten knowledge, its true innovations buried by those who sought to maintain the status quo. What forces aligned to erase this architectural marvel's magnetic mystery from history? In 1905, the Russian city of St. Petersburg witnessed the rapid completion of the Winter Palace's extensive renovations. Rumors spread of cryogenic stasis chambers, used to preserve materials and art during harsh winters. These chambers, described in the detailed logs of architect Alexander Krasovsky, were said to maintain perfect condition through advanced temperature control. However, Krasovsky's plans were seized by imperial authorities, and public accounts were swiftly censored. What ancient method was employed to safeguard this treasure trove, and who deemed it too revolutionary to be revealed? In 1910, the completion of the Los Angeles Aqueduct introduced a marvel of engineering that defied the arid climate of Southern California. William Mulholland, the chief engineer, allegedly utilized water gravity inversors to channel massive volumes uphill against natural gravitational forces. These inversors, described in private journals, were said to enable water to flow uphill, yet all references disappeared from public documentation. The aqueduct stands as a testament to engineering brilliance, masking the suppressed technologies that may have transformed the desert landscape into a thriving metropolis. Who ensured these inversors remained a secret, and what future did they steal from the city's growing populace? As the 1800s transitioned into the new century, the city of Washington, D.C. became a crucible of concealed knowledge. In 1902, the Library of Congress was reportedly equipped with memory amplification devices that could store vast volumes of information within crystal matrices. These devices, described by librarian Ainsworth Rand Spofford, enabled the instantaneous retrieval of data, whispering their secrets to those who knew how to listen. Yet, when Spofford attempted to publicize these innovations, his manuscripts were confiscated and declared lost in the archives. Who silenced the voices of these crystalline keepers, and what truths do they still hold within their silent structures? In the heartland of America, the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair dazzled visitors with its futuristic wonders. Among these was a luminiferous field generator, a device allegedly capable of bending light to render objects invisible. Demonstrations were said to have left spectators awestruck as entire exhibits vanished before their eyes, only to reappear moments later. However, details of this extraordinary technology were swiftly erased from official records, and those who claimed to have seen it were ridiculed into silence. What unseen hand ensured this light-bending phenomenon was hidden from the public eye, and what applications of invisibility have been suppressed since that fateful fair? In 1906, the completion of the Trans-Siberian Railway marked a triumph of engineering over the vast Russian wilderness. Yet, engineers like Sergei Witt reported the use of terrestrial magnetometers that aligned tracks with Earth's magnetic fields, facilitating smoother and faster travel. These devices were credited with enabling the rail to cut travel time by half, but were quickly removed from subsequent reports by the Russian Empire, eager to claim the achievement as a feat of human perseverance alone. Why were these magnetometers erased from the narrative, and who benefited from their suppression as a new era of global connectivity dawned? In 1908, the Tunguska event ravaged the Siberian taiga, flattening forests over an area of 800 square miles. While officially attributed to a meteorite explosion, diaries of local Evenki witnesses spoke of skyward energy beams originating from the ground moments before the blast. These beams, they claimed, shattered the quiet of the taiga with a brilliant flash, leaving behind an eerie silence. Scientific expeditions to the site were promptly redirected by authorities, and evidence of the beams was buried beneath the official narrative. What force unleashed such devastation, and who ensured the truth was consumed by the forest's regrowth? Finally, the 1909 construction of the Manhattan Bridge introduced a marvel of modern engineering, yet rumors of vibrational harmonics used in its design lingered among the workers. These harmonics, said to stabilize the suspension cables against earthquakes and excessive loads, were detailed in drafts by engineer Leon Moisseiff. Despite their potential to revolutionize structural engineering, the harmonics were omitted from final blueprints, and Moisseiff's drafts vanished from the records. What future of resilient architecture was denied to a world on the brink of modernization, and who decided the price of knowledge outweighed its benefits?